Date right now is November 24th, 2008. Time right now is 15:38 hours. I'm Detective Mellish with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Reference Orange County case number 08-74777. I'm located at Gentiva Home Health at 1375 South Cimarron Boulevard. I'm also here with Detective Billy Amber with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and with Charles Crittenden.
Yes.
Did I pronounce that right?
Right.
Okay. And Charles, would you please state your name and birthday for the record?
Charles Crittenden, 5/10/63.
And Charles, you're aware this is being recorded?
Yes.
Any objection to that?
No.
Okay. Just for the record, we've already spoke to Gentiva legal attorney Kevin Marazzo, who's based at Gentiva, has no problem with us taping this conversation. So for the record, I want to make sure that we're clear. We're here investigating the case of Casey Anthony, also the missing Kaylee Anthony. And one of the things that we wanted to talk to you about is, I guess, that since Cindy works over here at Gentiva, you've had conversations with Cindy about Casey, about the relationship and the dynamics at home. Let me start recently, May or June of this year. What was the first indication to you? Well, first off, how would you describe, prior to this whole scenario of Kaylee going missing, how would you describe Cindy's relationship with Casey at home?
As far as I knew, everything was fine. You know, she would come in and talk to us about, Casey would be here or working or whatever. It seemed like the relationship was fine.
She ever mentioned to you any problems she was having with Casey as far as stealing checks or any financial issues at home?
No.
What about any problems with what she believed Casey was as a parent in regards to Kaylee? Did she ever complain like, Casey's not responsible enough, Casey should be doing this, but she's not?
No, I think pretty much she always thought that Casey was taking care of Kaylee.
Did she say where Casey was working? You said
Universal. That's always been pretty much the thing. The Kodak,
mm-hmm.
When she worked supposedly for Kodak. And then I think, because that wasn't part of Universal, but it was part of that, working there. And then it seemed like there was something about she went back to work for actual Universal at one time within the last couple of years. What
about Sports Authority? You remember her working there? Or
yes, I do remember. Yes, she did work there for a short period of time, my understanding.
Did you ever? What time do you normally work? What's your work schedule?
I used to work 9 to 5:30.
Okay. Had you ever seen Casey come in, maybe wearing a name tag or business outfit or a uniform?
I've seen her with a name tag.
Do you remember what the name tag was from?
Not really.
Okay.
I just assumed it was Universal.
Okay. Did you, in the times that you would see her here, in what respect would you see her? Would you just come to visit Mom? Would she be dropping off Kaylee?
A little bit of both. Sometimes she would come to visit her mom. There's been times that she was supposedly, according to Cindy, going to work. So she would drop Kaylee off here, and Kaylee would stay with Cindy for 30 minutes or whatever, and then Kaylee would leave with Cindy.
June of this year, what was the first that you learned that there was problems at home?
I had heard through another employee, not directly from Cindy, about the argument that happened, I guess, Father's Day.
Who'd you hear that from, Debbie?
Debbie.
Which Debbie?
Debbie Bennett.
Okay.
That was the first I heard of it. And then I guess it was that Tuesday. Of course, I don't remember the dates or whatever, but then she went to get the car and that type thing. And when she came back, I was here when she came back.
Tell me a little bit more about the argument that you heard. You said it was an argument on Father's Day, or
I believe that was the day that I had heard that it was that they had gotten into an argument, but I didn't hear that directly, like I say.
But you heard it from Debbie, not Cindy.
Right, Debbie Bennett. Yeah.
Okay. Did Cindy ever tell you anything about it?
No.
Did she ever? Did Debbie ever tell you the reason for the argument?
No, I don't think it was. I ever heard that. I don't recall that.
Okay. So the first time that you noticed there was something wrong in the Anthony home was Debbie telling you,
yes.
Not Cindy?
Right.
And this was, I guess, right at the onset, or when did you actually hear?
I'm thinking maybe it was, not sure. I think it was like later in that week before I heard that.
Okay, so later the first week that Kaylee went missing?
Right, around the first week, I think.
What did Cindy ever tell you specifically about Kaylee when she wasn't at the house. Kaylee left around the 16th of June.
Right.
What did Cindy specifically tell you, or the conversations you may have had with her?
Well, Cindy was kind of, she would come in and kind of say, she's just been texting Casey. Casey hasn't really been talking on the phone much to her, but when they would let her, or when they would talk, she would ask, "I want to talk to Kaylee," and she would always make an excuse. And Cindy told me she would always come up with an excuse that Katie's sleeping, Katie's with the babysitter, she's not here, or I'm at work, or whatever. Always found an excuse to why she couldn't talk to Kaylee. And, I just mentioned to Cindy once, I said, that just doesn't sound right.
What was her response?
Just kind of like, I know, but didn't really get involved. She didn't really follow up with anything like that.
Did Cindy seem alarmed, or did Cindy find this odd, or did she just kind of shrug it off, say, "Oh well"?
I think she probably kind of felt it to be strange, but she didn't seem to be so alarmed.
Was she upset or angry?
No. She was, I would say, kind of angry because she felt like Casey was keeping her away from Kaylee. But as far as emotional upset, no. I didn't see it.
Did she ever, I guess before Casey was arrested, before this whole thing blew up on the news, did she ever mention to you, or did she ever, or I guess, confide in you what she thought may have happened, or what she thought was going on? Did she think that Casey was intentionally keeping Kaylee from her for a reason, or did she,
She didn't really, I don't recall her
because
saying
as time went on, did she get more upset? Did she get more concerned, or did she kind of stay,
She just kind of stayed, I think, the same. It just didn't seem to be more upset or anything.